was about 19, 20 years old, and I had hitchhiked down to Mexico and then came up from Mexico into Louisiana, where I was going to go out on an oil rig. But unfortunately, I didn't have the identification I needed to go out on the oil rig for a job that a friend of mine's family had arranged for me, so I couldn't go. So I went to New Orleans and hung out. As I was hanging out, I didn't have much to do, but it was a drizzly day. There were puddles in the street, and I was standing there smoking a cigarette. I used to roll my own, and terrible for you. But that's what I did, and a man walked up to me as I'm smoking and says, "Would you like to quit smoking?" And I looked at him, and I told him, I love these things, and I hate them. And yes, I would like to quit smoking. And so he said, "I have something to show you," and he gave me a magazine, put it in my hands at least, and I looked at the magazine, and it was called The 5-Day Plan to Quit Smoking. I didn't know anything about the plan, but I looked at the magazine and I told him, "If you will give me this magazine, I will quit smoking." And he then sort of sorrowfully explained to me that he could not afford to give me the magazine. He sold these magazines to earn his tuition for school, and he left. And so I didn't quit smoking. I just stood there, pondered it a little bit, enjoyed my cigarette, let the rain fall on me, and about a half an hour later, this man came back and he says, "I can't stop thinking about you." And he said, "If I give you this magazine, will you really quit smoking?" And so there I was with a cigarette in my hand, and I said yes. So he put the magazine out for one hand, and in the other hand I had the cigarette, and there was a little bit of this going on, a little tug of war, and I threw the cigarette into the puddle, opened the magazine, and by the grace of Yeshua, that was the last cigarette I ever smoked in my entire life. And so I know that there is power in reaching out to others. And if we make the effort, now this man, he's got to be my age now or older, and this was 40 some odd years ago. I sure want to meet him. I'm looking forward to meeting him in heaven. I want to say, "You're the guy that gave me the magazine that stopped me from smoking and was a catalyst into so many other changes in my life that were positive."